Hello everyone, and welcome to another tutorial with Zenphi. Today we're going to be going over just how easy it can be to build a flow to automate the process of extracting line items from a table within an invoice and adding these to a Google Sheet. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Now, the first step to any Zenphi flow is to set up your trigger. In Zenphi, the trigger is what's going to start your flow. So in this case, we're using the Google Drive trigger, meaning it's going to start whenever a file is added to a specific folder. So all you have to do is set up your connection to your Google Drive, and then it's going to ask you to select which folder you wish to monitor. So in this case, we're going to be monitoring this folder. Whenever a file is added here, it'll automatically start our flow once it's published. To be able to extract the items, we're going to be using the power of AI using Gemini. So this action is called Generate Text with Gemini. Simply select one of the models from the drop down here, and then you can customize the system instructions as well as the prompt. This is going to help guide AI so it knows exactly what it should be doing. And now, since the trigger contains the file that we want to be able to parse the information from, we're going to select the file from our trigger by clicking on the chain icon, which is our token picker. Select the file here by clicking on Add Token. Now, if you want to make it even more exact, you're able to add examples. That way it can guide exactly how you wish to have the input and the output look. And then in the output, we want to make sure that we enable this so that it returns a JSON object. And then since we have a JSON object, we have to make sure we parse that. That way we're able to use it within our spreadsheet. So we're going to be using Convert JSON to Object. Click on the token picker, select the output of AI. And then essentially what this is going to allow us to do is have each one of these values individually. That way we have all of the quantities, all of the descriptions, etc. Now the last step will be to add it to a Google Sheet. So this is a spreadsheet that I'm going to be using. I have a column for each one of the different fields that I have extracted. So I'm going to go ahead and add them by using this action called Add Rows. Set up your connection to Google Drive by clicking on the plus icon, and then you're going to click on the Google Drive icon to be able to select the spreadsheet you wish to add the rows to. You'll be able to select the sheet name here in case you have more than one. And then here where it says collection, we're going to add the parse items in table action that we just used. So that would be our convert JSON to object. And then down at the bottom, we're going to enable that it has headers, since my spreadsheet has headers. And now instead of using the token picker for each one of these different columns, we're going to click here where it says select a path and make sure you select for each one of these wherever they belong. Now let's go ahead and run an example. We're going to save and test run. This is the invoice that we're going to be using for the example, so we're going to be extracting those 4 items. Now the first step is to be able to extract the items, and then we'll see that it will start adding them to the spreadsheet. And now if we take a look at our Google Sheet, we can see that it added all of the different items from the invoice. We can actually compare to what's here to make sure everything looks exact. And just like that, you have automated the process of extracting fields from tables within a PDF and adding them to a spreadsheet. This is extremely useful for anyone in the finance department if you need to do invoice processing, PO processing. You can even take it one step further if you want to send notifications via chat, via text, via email. You can do some 2-way matching, 3-way matching, so you can really customize the process to make sure you're saving as much time as possible. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments section, and check out the rest of our tutorials so you can continue learning how you can save time with automation. Thank you so much for watching.